Hello everybody, SoresanCrockxen here. I know it's been like a clean 15,000 years since I've had my last video up on the channel. 2020 has just not been, it's just not been the year, you know. The year started off over here, as I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, with earthquakes here in Puerto Rico. Then obviously my dad passed away. The full freaking pandemic has been a pain in the ass. A couple of my family members actually got COVID, and then the topic of this video, the dust is kind of settled. I still see some trolls here and there, or I've seen clips on Twitter of people trolling for this stuff, and it's like, so it's still kind of, it's still around, but it's kind of not. And then on top of that, storms are heading our way. We recently had one come by like a couple days ago, and I don't know, it's just been a mess. I technically have a video already that's recorded, and I believe it's edited. I have to check. So this is technically this one go up first though, because I wanted to get this one out, and then the other one, and then I have plans for another video, and then another one. I have like, there's technically 3 to 4 videos that are being worked on at the same time, and they'll be released every once in a while. So I'm trying to get back up to speed. That's my big game plan for right now. I know I've said this. I say this every time I come back after a break. I'm like, oh, this is the one. But I want to make sure that I have at least a couple videos done today, as I'm recording this, and then have them released sporadically and stuff like that. So, but for this video in particular, I'm basically gonna throw out, because you guys know I'm a big Smash fan, all this stuff. I've mentioned this in the past. I've made videos regarding the game. I've talked about my experiences and in tournaments and how much fun it was. And like I said, the dust is settled, which is why I was like, just letting this go and then process everything, and then eventually come back with like my video on it, because nobody's gonna watch it, and that's basically I'm just kidding. But I don't want to bring like any other negative attention to the Smash community, because technically the dust is settled, and I don't want to make this sound like, oh, I wanted to do it because I was bandwagoning everything. I'm not a victim here, okay? I'm not gonna say I am a victim, and this is more of a call for like a reform, like maybe like take a look at how we do things, or how tournament organizers do things, how the players that go do things. Some changes to the rules, or maybe extra security, higher venue fees. I don't care what it is, because like when my first ever like real tournament that I went to, 2017, is my first ever like major that I went to, and it was Evo in Las Vegas. I was there with my friends, and we went as a group. It was a great time. I had a fun, like, we were all over, we're all over 18, so it was kind of like more relaxed and stuff like that. But it was a great time. I had a blast. I had fun. I enjoyed my time there. It was great. And so I decided, hey, the following year I want to go again. So I went in 2018, and I wanted to take my younger sister, because she was starting to get into the whole competitive Smash. She had her favorite players. She was like, I really want to go. I'm excited for this. And I was actually going to go again this year with her again. And then also my now fiance. We're going to have some fun over there. And, that was the whole plan, right? I was supposed to, enjoy Evo this year. Obviously, the pandemic completely screwed it over. But I took my minor sister. She was like, let's see, this was 2018. So she was 15. She was 15 years old when we went, and I took her to the shops. We were having a blast. She bought a couple things. I bought her a stuffed Kirby from one of the vendors. We played some matches. This was Smash 4 still, obviously. And like, it was great. And I felt safe. It was great. She got to meet a lot of the people that she enjoyed watching. She got some autographs. She took some pictures, and it was great. It was a fun time. And I did all this, right, because I felt in a safe environment. I had gone the year before, right? And I felt comfortable. I was like, it felt nice to be there. Obviously, I'm not gonna say, because things obviously happen probably in the background, and I never noticed it. But to me, it always felt like a safe space to be in. And every time I would look at tournaments, I would watch tournaments. Like, I was a fiend of Smash 4. And I was watching tournaments every weekend. Every weekend there was a tournament. I was there watching it on Twitch. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could go to one of these live. Like, not just EVO, but like one of these other events. Because it looks so cool. It looks so great. And I would see all these things. I would imagine, hey, how cool it would be there and all that stuff. And like, I had my favorite players. I got autographs 2 years in a row from some of them, and I even got to be like up close to some of them during some of their final matches, and it was great, and it was a fun time. And then like, everybody knows I had my favorite player. I would brag. I'm not gonna mention his name anymore because of what happened, but like, I was always with him. And like, the thing is, when he retired, when he stopped playing Smash, I kind of like quit. Well, I didn't quit because I still kept playing. I still kept practicing and all this other stuff. But like, I still kept watching because there were other players, but I wasn't as invested. And then when Smash Ultimate came out, I wasn't really paying attention to the tournaments. Not because the game isn't fun or isn't interesting to watch, because there's a lot of cool players that I watch that I enjoy watching. I just didn't have like that one player that I could like be right behind him the whole time. I have a lot of great players that I enjoy, but there's not a single one out there that I can be like, okay, I'm gonna watch you and I'm gonna cheer for you the whole way through. Because I like a variety of players. I like a lot of them. So I would eventually, what I ended up was doing was like, the tournament would pass and then I would watch VODs of like the players that I enjoy watching, and then just go from there. And then if none of the players I enjoyed was in the finals, then I wouldn't watch it, which is something I didn't do before. Like, even if I didn't care for the players that were in grand finals, I would still watch the sets. And that was the thing. Like, I didn't have that motivation to like be like on top of everything like I used to be, because I didn't have that one player to do, and it's because I was still like following the other one. And he went out to get his old YouTube channel, and I was posting more often, so I was able to keep up with a lot of the stuff he was doing, and I still got to watch some players every now and then in the VODs that were uploaded to YouTube. And then the big bombshell came out earlier this couple months ago, and there was a couple things I was still waiting for. At first, I honestly, to be honest, I believed everybody that came out and said it. I did not doubt anybody, and I started distancing myself. I started unfollowing people, unsubscribing from people that I used to watch, removing them from Twitch, like removing subscriptions. I was just separating from every time something new came out. I distanced myself from them. Even if they came out with a statement, I didn't care. Like, even Pokemon, YouTubers that I enjoyed watching, distanced myself from them. And like, it just kept getting worse. There was new stuff every day. Something else would pop up, and then this would happen, and this person would say this, and then like, it basically just became a whole. We knocked one pillar, and then the rest just started falling down, and then it was a whole chaos. It was a whole mess, and I was like, okay, everything looks good so far with the people. Like, the one I enjoy the most, and a couple other ones here and there, they're still, and then each one started going down. And this one started going down, and this one started going down. And then something came out about this one player, right? The one I was always behind, that I bought merchandise from, and I was just done. And then like, there was something that was going on about how it was all fake, and then of course I was already on the camp where I believe the victims here, so I was distancing myself, and then like apology, or like twit longer after twit longer after twit longer, where it took him like 3 fucking tries to admit the truth. And I was like, there's just no way this is happening. And then like the final statement I ended up watching was, and I still follow him, because after everything was said and done, I saw what the thing was, and it wasn't like he didn't do anything like negative, like he didn't assault anybody, and it's not really part of the Smash community anymore. But I'm still not gonna say names. He came out with a video explaining everything that was hurled at him with proof, evidence, screenshots that stuff was misrepresented. And when I saw that video, I was like, okay, you're on like this, you're still there. Like, I'm still gonna keep you around, but I'm gonna be monitoring, because if something else comes up and you don't do the things you're saying you're gonna do, because his issue more was regarding money than anything else. So it's like, and it's like debt, not like he stole from people. So it's like, you're still on shaky ground. But the thing is, after all this came out, I started, thinking back. It's like, I took my sister to an event like this, and I love my family, and I took her to an event as a minor. She was a minor, and most of the victims in these cases were minors. And I'm just sitting here like, what if something had happened to her? Obviously nothing happened, but it just starts, gears start turning. It's like, she could have been one of these people. And then I would just sit here in the back of my head like, that, like, my whole like, I can't even talk, because it still disgusts me how everything happened and how something could have happened to somebody I care about so much. And it makes me doubt whether I ever want to go back to a tournament again, right? Because I don't know if this, because who knows if everybody was outed. I doubt everybody was outed. There's definitely still people out there who are victims of some people, and we still don't know anything, right? And most of these guys and girls, gals, all they got was slap on the wrist, get out of the community, and you're done. Like, none of them were punished. There should have been like legal action against some of these people, and I'm upset that none of that happened. And this is something this isn't the first time we've had incidents, okay? We've had like one or two moments in the past, and all players were you're banned from the scene, or you're banned from tournaments for like a year. But there's no legal action, and that's something that I feel like, unless it's addressed in the future, right? If we want tournaments to come back after this whole pandemic thing happens, we need not only higher security at these events. If we have to raise the venue fee to pay these security people, fuck it, go for it. And if you don't like it, don't go to tournaments. Like, that's as simple as that. Because we need security for these people. And two, if something happens, we should have legal ramifications for these people. They can't just get away with, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna write a tweet longer, apologize, and then I'm out of the community, but I can still go on with my life. That's not okay. Okay, that's why these people keep showing up in the community, because there's no legal ramifications for what they do. And I don't think that that's something that, especially with how many like high profile people were out at this time, this is something that we need to be paying more close attention to, and we need to make sure that there's actually repercussions if anybody pulls any of this shit in the future. I don't know, I just wanted to just talk about this because Smash is very important to me. I want to have it stay being a part of my life, because these people don't define the game, right? They don't define the game. They never have, and they never will. Obviously, those memories from some of this cool stuff that we've seen, they're gonna stay there, and I think that they should stay like a distant past memory of like, oh, I remember that cool thing. But these people should not be idolized anymore. They should be expunged from everything. Most of these people should be in jail. And like, I just wish that something had happened to them to put them behind bars, because this is not something that people should be getting away with, like, at all. I don't care. Like, even if it's people that I idolize, they deserve to be behind bars, because some of the stuff that I read, and I was off Twitter for like 2 weeks after like 6 days of just constantly reading new stuff of new people getting outed and new people getting I don't want to say exposed, because that's just stupid, like being outed and being shown off as these evil predators. Like, I was every day. There was like 5 or 6 stories coming out. I would read every single one of them. And it was literally hurting me. I had headaches for hours. I was physically exhausted. I was fatigued. I had to take, because it was just so much. It was too much, and it was all like, but just a huge bombardment of trash people, and I literally took a break from Twitter for like 2 weeks because I just couldn't. I couldn't come. And when I came back, there was still more. Like as soon as I got off Twitter for those 2 weeks, I became more relaxed. I stopped having pain. I could think clearly, and I wasn't feeling so, because obviously there's only so much negativity one can take in before it starts affecting you, and that's what happened to me. I could not keep reading a lot of the stuff. I just could not, because I was invested in a lot of these players and a lot of these people, and it hurts. It hurts to see these victims suffer, like all the things they went through, and how that should not have happened to them. We need to be better, and that's something that I hope some of the higher ups like pay attention to, focus, make a cohesive plan, because this can't happen again. We cannot have this happen again. And that's gonna be it. I'm sorry the video is so dark, so depressing, so down, but it had to be said. Like I said, I was never personally affected by any of these people. Nothing ever happened to me and those around me, but it shook me to my core, knowing that something could have happened. Not to me, but to my little sister who was with me during this time.